Pivot tables are very useful, but it's also important to realize that you can take this information and graphically represent it with a pivot chart. Now, pivot charts are very easy. If I'm clicked on my pivot table and I go to analyze, you'll see there's an option here called pivot chart. If I click it, it then shows me exactly what we would see if we did normal charting in Excel. Notice that you've got access to all the various chart types. So let's stick to column. You can see you've got your various options. I'm going to choose that one. That looks fine. When I say OK, it immediately creates a chart that is attached to that pivot table. Once you've got your pivot chart set up, pretty much everything you can do with normal Excel charts, you can do with a pivot chart. You will notice, however, that there's a separate pivot chart tool where you can go to analyze, and you'll see a lot of the normal pivot table information is there. You'll see you've got design, so again you can play with the chart setup, the chart design, and you've got format. Just a few of the differences between pivot charts and normal charts. The important thing to realize is that a pivot chart is directly linked to the pivot table it's attached to. So for example, these two are linked. So if I went and changed that to be only cell C, when I say OK, watch what happens to the chart. It immediately changes. Similarly, if I went here, so all these drop downs are active, so I'm going to go here and I'm going to say now let me see MTN. When I say OK, the pivot chart changes, but so does the pivot report. Just looking up here, when you do a pivot chart, you'll notice that these drop downs are all over the chart. Maybe you don't want to see it when you want to print it. You can control it by switching the fill buttons off. So notice you don't see them now, and if you want to change this chart, you work directly off the pivot table. So let's go back to all. But then when it prints it, it is in a neater format. If you need to put them back on, you go and put them back on. Just looking at some of the other things you can do, especially in this Excel 2013 version, notice you can put a slicer and timeline on, which is similar to the previous examples. You can do the calculations. If we go to design, notice that there's a whole bunch of predefined designs. What's also quite useful is a switch row and column, which is only really available in the more later versions. So let's say that doesn't look good. With a quick click, I can switch them. Notice both change. Maybe that's not actually what I was looking for, so I can change it back quickly. That looks better. I can specify what data to select. I can change the chart type. If you go to format, you'll notice you can add word art and that type of things straight onto the pivot chart. Besides that, everything else is just normal charts, which is covered in a separate course. So for example, I can right click there and format the data series. If I don't like the way it's working, I can click here. We can play with the alignments and the maximums and the minimums and the fills. So pretty much everything you can do with charts, you can do with pivot charts.